There is no evidence that your mindset and your way of thinking can produce that. I'm using real life to indict your way of thinking and say, hey, your way of thinking led you to divorce.
So just because I believe in marriage, okay, doesn't mean I have to participate in it. You trying to put me in your little box, like your little body and your little mind is where you know, okay? Because you know, I know way more about you than you know about me, because all you talk about is what you allegedly got.
I built my wealth from my brain. I'm a leader. You were in the armed services. You're a follower. You can get a VA loan and get all kinds of to help you. You're a follower.
Again, weak niggas, weak mindsets, a lot of want to be boisterous bull.
You didn't need to go to the army to live in that raggedy ass shoebox you call a home. I'm gonna just start there. And I know you don't have any money because I'm around money. Money carries an energy. You're avoided that. You still wearing a YN hairstyle and you damn near 50 years old.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to say, that kind of thinking right there will have a pernicious effect on your household if you ever intend to pair bond with a woman and become a successful patriarch of your lineage. Now, if you intend on raising your children alone and walking through life alone and just raising your, then that's a different story. But my job here is to extricate my brothers and sisters from any mindset that is full of fallacies and chimerical thinking that is an impediment to creating a household where you can coalesce in harmony and happy and healthy and fruitful. And if you go enter any household where you're thinking that your role is more important than hers, then you're already going to have a pernicious effect on that relationship, and you won't have a happy, healthy, fruitful household. Matter of fact, you won't even be a patriarch. You will be important to no one. Because when them kids become older and go live their own life, they have their own family, their own kids, you're not important to them. You did it wrong. We need each other. So I'm not going to sit here and co-sign that a woman's role is insignificant. Both of our roles are significant. They're just different. And why don't, at this big age, that you don't respect differences? Now, I do agree with you. Single mother.
I don't think he mean that the woman's role is insignificant. He's just saying that the father's role is very important and the man's role in the household to keep that discipline in line. The woman's role is important as well, but if you do have a weak man, that unit is probably gonna fail.
Hold on, slow down. No, he has to have a point then. If their single mother households are struggling and a single father household is equivalent to a two-parent household, how would her role be equivalent to the man's role, respectfully? And given that the product that comes from that's what he, okay, I hear what he's saying now. So the product that comes out of single mother household,
Rodney, like, yeah, save me, Ali, appreciate that.
versus the actual single father household is two different products. If their roles are dually equal, why doesn't the mother produce the same thing that single father produces? That's what his point.
You're relegating failure to jailhouse and stripper pose. But a child that is, wait, let me finish. Let me answer. You asked me a question, I will answer, and I'll be concise for the sake of brevity. You're relegating failure to jail and stripper pose. But failure is also being unable to communicate and go out into the world and be successful and raise your own family. Failure is also being emotionally inept and inerrant, where you can't connect with your own children and you're going to raise your children to be a failure. A woman, I'm going to stand on that, has an equally important role, but right now you're trying to use the big chunk of which you can actually access because it's being monitored, but no one goes and does a data and research and consensus on, hey, how did not having a mother affect your relationship? How did not having a mother affect your financial skills? That is not really tracked the way prison and stripper pose is tracked. So again, if you understand, let me just say this. I'm going to prove something to you using your own logic. Do you believe, and I'll keep it simple, that East is more important than West?
No, it's duality.
No.
Or North is more important than South?
No.
All right. Or hot is more important than cold?
No.
No duality is more important than the other duality, man. That's all I'm trying to tell you. It is necessary. But when you have the mindset where you minimize anybody's role, imagine going.
The only thing with opulent though, you will have imbalance within balance though, because even if you look at the yin and yang, it's not completely balanced when you look at the black and the white. It's actually slightly more of the other one. So when it comes to balance or whatnot, everything isn't going to be just straight across the board. Once you jump into it, you're going to have sectors where things are going to be a little bit more on one person than the other one. You can't really compare duality based in that level. I understand exactly where he's coming from, but when it comes to the role of relationships, it's going to be a little imbalance to become balanced.
To a job and you don't even got to be the supervisor. You just got hired, but the person remind you, hey, you know my job is better, more important than yours, right? That way of thinking will have a pernicious effect with the person that just got hired.
Yeah, you know
That
the
is
telling.
not the way to create success, to create a hostile environment through comparison. It's not.
Okay.
Not I do
You don't go telling a woman like I'm better than you and I'm supposed to. It's really more shown and exuded through your characteristics.
agree that these women are, because they don't have that. But again, I'm also saying that when the household is absent of women, little boys, my mother wasn't there for me. And I was all up and did not even realize it until I was 27 years old. I didn't realize that I was bellicose, boorish, bombastic, and belligerent because I didn't have a mother. Or matter of fact, I'll keep it easy. I was what these kids call a boy, and I was really good at it. But it hit me one day just out of the blue while I was at a gas station. You know what? I do these women wrong because I automatically assume they're gonna do me wrong because the woman that should have did me right first didn't. So that had a pernicious effect on me. And that had a pernicious effect on my lineage for my first two children because they were born out of wedlock because I didn't have the right mindset because I didn't have that nurturing. So
I will say this, boys, it's not always about just the nurturing of having a mom in your life. You could be a boy with both parents. So I do not agree with that. Maybe that's what was Opulent's life. But usually if you're a boy, you're just going to be a boy. You might have to get it out your system. It just really all depends.
I am a testament and a tangible testament that it does have a pernicious effect. I'm not discrediting what you're saying. What I'm saying, don't give that. I'm gonna let you talk right now. Don't give that kind of credence to it, because if big old if you want to pair bond successfully with a woman and be a patriarch, sit on a throne in a house where everybody loves, adores you, and capitulates and cooperates, that kind of leadership language is pernicious.
Yeah, I don't think nobody means to actually say it to the woman. I think the presence just got to be felt.
Okay. Then I got about 3 people I know that are happily, successfully married, that the women know that the man is more important in the house than they are. And how are they successfully married? And how is the house going along with him? And he makes all the decisions, but she's living like a queen. She gets everything she wants because she's feminine, she's submissive, and he makes all the rules and everything goes through him. And they're happy.
I have a little brother that believes it's okay to murder people. Wait, let me say this. I have a little brother that think it's okay to murder people because he's got away with 2 murders. Just because you can name somebody that is doing something that is counterproductive is not the metric system for all.
My brother Six.
Go ahead.
Hey, CEO, can you hear us?
Yeah. He was freezing.
I lag out?
You good now? You good now? Yeah.
You never lagged out. Oh, you were lagged out for a little bit, but you was good.
He was freezing. He was doing the
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to everybody, man. Yeah, bro. Listen, what's going on, man? Listen, clearly, in every shape, form, fashion, ideology, civilization, the man is. I can't even believe we having this conversation or this discussion. The man is more important because the man is responsible. The man is the person who's supposed to kill, die, live, provide all these different things. So the person that is responsible and gets all of the blame if something is unsuccessful somehow now is not more important than the person that gets to blame the man.
Equal.
Well, I'm sorry. Equal. Well, either.
And fantastic. While you cooking too, I want to make sure clarify that it's not saying the woman isn't valued. We're talking about
exactly.
valuable in the household.
Yeah, of course. The woman is of course is valuable. She serves a purpose because without the woman there would be no children. We're not saying that, but clearly we're saying. And then the job analogy was horrible. To say that when every job we know has a hierarchy and a structure, where you have managers, you have supervisors, you have owners, you have workers. So for anybody that would think that you mopping the floors as important as the CEO of the business, that would be delusional and irrational.
No, it wouldn't. Right? And that let me know that you don't run a business. I have several businesses.
Hold on. Mr. Fantastic does have a point. The CEO is definitely going to be more important than the janitor. Let's just be honest. The janitor has a resume that's very replaceable opposed to the CEO.
Let me know you don't run a business. I have several businesses.
Brother, I didn't cut you off at all. I listened to everything you said. I didn't even take no notes. I did not interrupt you at all, brother.
You're right.
So, as I'm saying, right, again, and then making it anecdotal, which I understand people do that. your experience, the same way you use for your brothers, not everybody's experience, and the numbers are the numbers. So it's just the stripper poles, the jail cells, and everything else, and doing dastardly things in the back alley. That is the measuring stick, because I don't think that's what any of us want to end up, right?
For sure.
So when you also look at it, there are measurements for, just like their 2-parent households and college students, more college students, fathers the same way, right? So again, it's not equal to where a 2-parent household is equivalent. It's a little different, but there's a greater shift between a 2-parent household and a single father household than a 2-parent household and a single mother household. I can't believe we're arguing this when all the data's out here for it, right?
Yeah, the man definitely applies a little more discipline into the kid's life. Regardless whether you implement the nurturing side, the disciplinarian side will definitely structure your kids to still be able to fit into society a little bit better when it comes to being better citizens. Now, the nurturing side, it might be an imbalance there, but let's say the man still brings in a stepmom, it will be a little bit better situation.
So when the data's out here for it to support the worst of the worst situations being when there is no father around, which is the brother, that's the argument he was making.
Yeah.
If the father being the only person in the equation is a net positive, okay, more likely than not, and the mother being a net negative in the situation, more likely than not, and we can see this with the attitude of the young men, right? The sassiness and all these things we keep talking about, the lack of manly understanding. Again, a man can bring a woman around is more likely to, hey, I got a sister, I have a this, I have a that. Yeah. And they understand the importance of, I need my daughter to be around a woman to fulfill the feminine role I can't do. A woman, on the other hand, won't do that. And when she has a great father, if she feels a type of way, she will prevent the biological father from being involved with that child. That's something that most men, 99% of men won't do.
That's facts.
Okay? He can hate, he cannot stand her, but that man will not, in the majority of times, prevent that woman out of his immaturity and childishness from being with that parent.
I don't lie, that was a bomb drop, because you definitely see it all the time when women actually, they weaponize their kids to keep them against the fathers or whatnot, which is diabolical. But you don't never see no dad got a daughter and say, I'm gonna keep him away, I'm gonna keep her away from the mom. No. If the mom is still unless she's a drug addict, but if she's a decent mom, he's still going, because he understands that he cannot create a feminine woman, just him alone.
Can I respond respectfully?
Yes, sir. And then CEO go right after 6.
Okay. Well, first, I'm going to introduce common sense to this conversation. Your rebuttal was cavil and moot, and was nugatory as far as adding any added value. Anytime you have to conflate a bunch of things that don't involve the actual topic, you're ungrounding it so that you can sway it in a way where your opinion actually is valid. So when you sway it in that way, it's valid. But I want to say this. I'm going to start off by saying this.
Okay.
I believe, and I'm going to ask you, but I'm going to tell you what I believe so you can understand the root of my words, because words matter. I believe that a man should run his household, and I believe that a woman should be cooperative and capitulate, and that every man should be a king of his throne, his wife, his children, his legacy, his word, his way.
Okay.
Wife, children, legacy, his word, his way. Do you also believe that? Because if you don't, then maybe that's why we're in a disconnect. So I'm asking you before I continue, do you also believe that?
Of course. Sure.
All right. Are you married?
No.
Okay. So therefore, I am happily, healthy, fruitful. I'm grounded because it's not a stab at you.
Okay.
But if you believe in that, yet you're not living that lifestyle, either you're being disingenuous or you're suffering from a mild case of cognitive dissonance.
Because you're not married?
Because there is no evidence your mindset will produce that type of household because you don't have one. But I do. So what are we arguing? My reality against your hypothetical? That's insane. And I won't participate in that. So I'll yield the floor.
I don't really agree with that, just because from the male experience, I mean, he still has experience with women, seeing other people marry. If he's preaching something that's beneficial, how is that problematic? See, it's one thing if you preaching delusion. I mean, he actually preaching things that's more realistic when it comes down to actual nuclear family.
Right, so hey, I gotta respond to this.
Yeah, I know
you, brother. As this goes last time, your little man syndrome is kicking in because you have to come with the, the hyperbole and the attacks, brother. And see, you're a horrible listener because I didn't bring anything extra into it. I use your horrible analogies against you, every last one of them, starting off with the ridiculous.
And I use your reality against you,
brother. Brother, no, and I can tell you didn't have a father in your life either, because you have no discipline.
Oh
my God! So as I said, right, I use your poor analogies against you. So you lied. And I address any and everything you said, even your horrible brother analogy about belief systems and whatever, right? So, brother, the fact of the matter that I am whooping your ass so bad in this debate and this discussion that you got to immediately go to the ad hominems and challenge my intelligence for the second time of our meeting and getting destroyed, brother. It don't matter if you're married, okay? Because you just told us you were a baby daddy first. So you weren't always doing it right, brother. Yeah, you ended up getting to it. And
so you admit that I'm doing it right. Hold on, let him. So you admit I'm doing it right. Okay. You just admitted I'm doing it right.
Show some decorum.
Get the response.
He's talking about the previous pass of Opulent where he was at compared to where he's at now.
Show some decorum, brother, Mr. Thesaurus.
Decorum is the wrong word. Decorum is the wrong word.
Decorum is not the wrong.
This man Opulent definitely know a lot of words.
Wrong word. So listen, brother. Okay, for like again, dog. Your marriage is not guaranteed. Your marriage can end any day. And if you don't understand that, you are delusional. You are more of a prisoner, brother, okay, than I am. I have freedom. I do what I want. I still provide for my children, even though I'm not married. 2 of them grown, okay? They're good. They have a happy life. They have a way better childhood than I could have ever dreamed of. Never seen poverty.
Okay.
Never been to jail, not going to jail. No, I'm not no granddaddy yet. You feel me? So again, brother, I am proof better than you without the marriage, because I didn't need to be married to have wonderful, successful children. All right. And one that's still on the way. Oh, and I'm divorced, by the way, for the second one, brother. So again, man, if you're gonna attack me, brother, you gotta come better than that, man. I told you, too little.
And we gotta go based off of whether people are just married on paper or if they have a holy union or whatnot, or if you have people just being connected together through life. Everybody don't want to get married on paper. Everybody don't want to form the institution of marriage. So if you still have people that's being connected when it comes down to raising the families appropriately for the children, that's what's gonna matter the most.
In every way, form of
you only sound smart to stupid people.
The same way every time. Stop doing it.
You only sound smart to stupid people. Nobody wants you sound smart to stupid
you
people.
First. I sound the smartest to you. I know.
Oh.
My brother, I'm gonna commend you on raising some strong children.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna commend you on raising some strong children. But let me ground the situation in intellect for a second. You said you believe in marriage, that the woman cooperates and capitulates to the man and they create a happy and healthy, fruitful union. You said you believe in that.
Yeah.
Yet, there is no evidence that your mindset and your way of thinking can produce that. And then you get mad at me for not wanting to use analogies, not wanting to use hyperboles or similes or metaphors or double entendres. I'm using real life to indict your way of thinking and say, hey, your way of thinking led you to divorce, yet you believe in man and woman being married and having, I don't understand. And because I don't understand, I'm gonna yield the floor to you because I believe that you lack the rudimentary comprehension skills it takes to keep up with this conversation and progress it. So I'll yield you the floor, but as a black man, I commend you. I'm not saying you can't raise capable children. That wasn't the foundation of my question. The first question I asked is, do you believe in marriage and a woman being cooperative? And you said yes. So then I said, okay, your mindset has you void of the very thing you believe in. Then you went.
People do make mistakes. I'm sorry to cut Opulent off, but people make mistakes. And sometimes people know the right way to follow, but they just don't follow it. So that happens in life as well.
To tell me how successful I am and how successful I ain't. which is asinine because you have no idea of that, which lets me know, and everybody watching, you just say anything, use sound effects and all this bombastic language to feel like you're winning. I'm not trying to win. I'm trying to dispel the fallacies and the chimerical relationships people have with the mindset of a man and a woman so that they can pair bond and coalesce in harmony. You're trying to win an argument. I'm trying to win our people. Separately, we can't win. Separately, it's only when we coalesce. And if you use divisive language, we all lose. So you're trying to win an argument. I'm trying to save our people. We have two different purposes, my brother.
Okay, great. Okay, so again, brother,
I respect that he has love for saving the people.
You keep assaulting, insulting, attacking.
If the truth is insulting, then that means you're a lover of lies.
Well, brother, okay, again, my intelligence and my ability to comprehend what you're saying, and again, that's why.
Well, it's evident you haven't comprehended. Now, I don't know if you want me to use like slang and like that, but I could. I'd rather not.
You don't. You finish interjecting. You finish interrupting.
Let him land. He let you land, brother.
So yeah. So again, man, listen. That's why I repeat what you said before I say what you said to let you know that I listened and I comprehended and I directly address it. Okay, so just because I believe in marriage, okay, doesn't mean I have to fucking participate in it.
Bro,
that don't mean I gotta participate in it.
I have to.
Okay, that's I believe in employment. I'm not employed right now. I don't have to be. I don't need to be. So am I in a fallacy and delusional and la because I don't have a job? No, I'm not. Hold on, brother. Sure, go ahead, man.
So the difference is, and I still commend you, I built my wealth from my brain. I'm a leader. You were in the armed services. You're a follower. You can get a VA loan and get all kinds of to help you. You're a follower. The Army and armed services is full of followers. They get told what the to do for years and years until they can retire with a check. What I built from my own astuteness, my own aplomness. We are not the same. I didn't have government help. So therefore, I don't expect you to understand the way I think. But I'm not going to waste anything you got to say after this. I'm not going to waste any more time on you because bees don't waste their time convincing flies that honey tastes better than shit. So go ahead.
Like I'm looking at right now. So listen to what I'm saying, brother. Listen, you can't insult me for doing a job and working a job, which you allegedly. And again, brother, you bring your success up every time. So I just beat you to the punch because I know you was gonna do it. Okay, allegedly, brother. Again, you're just this so successful self-made nigga, which we know don't exist. Okay, you have some help from somewhere, and the white man at some point in time, be it a business loan, be it something, you're not self-made, nigga. You're not. So,
well, nothing's new under the sun. So most knowledge is still going to be transferred amongst cultures. So whatever he learned to become successful, it was figured out from someone else first. Just being honest.
So are you saying that people can't be self-made?
You have no mother. You just
let him land. He let you land every time. Six. You gotta
all your lame you say and not say a word. And you gotta just say something, bro. Your Napoleon complex is kicking in. Calm down, brother. I understand. Right? You can't job shame me, brother, for beating the system and using the system to my advantage. You're right. I got a VA loan. When did you get your first house, brother? Huh? I use it to my full advantage, right? And like you said, now I don't have to work a job. I don't. And you don't know how much money I have. You're limiting me to the job I used to have. You don't know what investments I have. You don't know anything other than what I used to do. And you seeing me on YouTube, brother. So you trying to put me in your little box, like your little body and your little mind is where you fucking up. Okay? Because I know way more about you than you know about me, because all you talk about is what you allegedly got. I ain't gotta do that. Me, myself, nigga, just showing up. Self-evident, bro. I ain't gotta brag and boast and whatever and claim. Hey, only reason I bring up the military because you and niggas like you try to use it against me. Oh, and
I'm gonna talk about the military real quick. I don't have an issue with using VA loans, none of that stuff. I will say I do have an issue with people faking to be disabled just to get checks, and I see it time and time again. People will force themselves into disability just because they want that 100%. I get it; it's a loophole in the system, but it is annoying.
As far as the follower thing goes, right? some of the greatest followers you talked about. Guess what they became? President of the United States. Ali, is the president of the United States a follower? Is the president of the United States a follower, or is he the most powerful fucking man on the planet? Talking about again, weak niggas, weak mindsets, a lot of fucking wannabe boisterous bull that has a limited fucking scope of life, experience, and a false identity of being that nigga when he just a little nigga.
This is hold up. This is crazy as hell. Where did all this hostility come from?
I'll make this brief. One.
And you lied. You said you were done. No. You said you were done. But
I'll make this brief.
Go ahead. I ain't gonna come on after this. You said you were done.
I make this.
Opulent look possessed.
Not even a man of your words. I don't know how you gonna be a king and all this man. And you gotta say something. You say you ain't gonna say nothing else. I'm done.
I'll make this brief. Bragging about living in the slums ain't you didn't need to go to the army to live in that raggedy ass shoebox you call a home. I'm gonna just start there. And I know you don't have any money because I'm around money. Money carries an energy. You're avoided that. You still wearing a YN hairstyle and you damn near 50 years old. I've never seen you with a shirt on that was ironed. Money carries an energy that you're void of. So you could sit here with this bum back. People, man, you so far off.
This is crazy.
You're so far off. It's crazy. You can't even pretend to be affluent. Oh shit! Like you don't even have the demeanor of anyone that's halfway affluent. And it's embarrassing because I love black people. And I love you too. Like you're just ignorant.
Oh man.
You're just ignorant. So because you depend, and you did beat the system, and I commend anybody that beat the system. But you stopped there. You stopped there. You in a town no one even desires to live in a raggedy ass motherfucking house with runny pipes talking about you got money. People with money first secure proper living arrangements. So I know you don't have any money. Secondly, you couldn't go out and get a loan from a bank or anything because of how you present yourself. You have to dress how you want to be addressed. Like I said, you damn near 50 years old, still wearing a hairstyle of a young nigga. You're too infantile, immature, inept, and bombastic.
It is a beautiful thing to be able to grow hair, just being honest. The style, hey, that's going to be up to his choice. And people have to deal with the consequences of their hairstyles. It is what it is.
So everything you said is empty and hollow. We can go dollar for dollar. We can go CPA for CPA. We can go acre for acre. And I'm in California, my nigga, where acres cost. I'm in California. I can buy your house by selling my bathroom. Oh, shit.
Damn.
And again, I didn't get a business loan yet.
I don't know if Cali or Flex either.
Me, when I play the slow game, I want to own and run everything I do. I play the slow game. And you're right, I didn't come from nothing. I didn't have a father, but I made a lot out of myself. And I sit on my crown on my head and on my throne as a king. And I am married to a woman that's 5'5", built like a motherfucking waterfall, that got her own job and is cooperative.
Waterfall, damn.
Nigga.
I said nigga. Wow.
Anybody got a rebuttal? That's not six of Mr. Fantastic. They had a conversation. Go ahead, CEO. You ain't spoke yet, boy. I hope y'all got that off, boy. The AKA, boy. That's shooting like that, boy. God damn.
Reel me back in, man. Because what was the original topic? God damn.
Somebody got a little bit and somebody got a lot. That's the last thing I heard. And the opposite, the rebuttal was, nah, you got a little bit and I got a lot.
This is crazy.
I gotta chill. Why every time y'all on the panel together, y'all seem to bump heads? Like, what is this? I'm curious. Like, what sets you guys off?
I'm going to tell you because he has a great voice, but when you disseminate misinformation, it has a pernicious effect on our community. And I'm really about that life. You see, he wants to win an argument. Misinformation is dangerous, regardless of the color of the person who's spewing it. And then he doesn't want to ground. Watch this, moving forward. He never wants to ground anything that he say to success. He'll rather ground it to hyperbole. He'll ground it to a metaphor, but nothing actual. If you say something, I want to see the result of what you're saying in your life. I want to know it works because you're saying something, but we can't see the fruits that it work in your life. But when I go, wait, this is what I believe and this is what it got me, and you can see the fruits. He don't like that. But they have a word for people like him that give advice on things they have little success or knowledge about. He's an ultra crepidarian, but he also has a powerful voice because he's a great orator. It's just misinformation. And I will not allow it when I'm on this panel because I love us.
All right.
It's time for some super chats.
All right, so I'm gonna leave it there. They're going to super chats. This was crazy as hell. I understand both sides of Mr. Fantastic and Opulent Six. And Opulent Six, he's very intelligent. The man is a walking dictionary. He's definitely Webster for sure. So he definitely has an understanding of words, the whole nine, and intellect. And Mr. Fantastic as well. Mr. Fantastic is very smart. I've been on a panel with him. He has a way with words as well. And he has a lot of life understanding. And I definitely respect both brothers' points. Mr. Fantastic, him being on the man side and saying that the man is very important, there's nothing wrong with that. We're not trying to diminish the woman and say that the woman is not valuable, but we do understand the role that a man plays in society and in life. If another nation was to conquer another nation, the first thing that they take out are the men. And then they conquer the women and they enslave the children. So we still have to take that into account to say that the man's role is very, very, very important. But in the same breath, the woman is also highly important as well because she carries children and bring them to life. So we have to understand that as well, that the woman's role is very important. You know, she propagates society, she nurtures and cares, passes on knowledge and information or whatnot through nurturing the children. So we can't diminish that as well. And I understand duality 100%, what Opulent was speaking of. I preach and I talk about that all the time. That's something that I follow wholeheartedly. So the fact of duality, you need both players to make the game exist. But at the same time, like I said, some things aren't always balanced. Some things still lie in imbalance. So we still have to take that into account as well, that all things can't just be equal across the board. Just because you need both players don't mean both players' role is going to be equal spectrum all the time. And in life and in relationships in general, things can just go different directions. You can be in a marriage and not have kids. You can have a woman that can have kids or whatnot, potentially a man as well. So now that dynamic might be different. And just because one person, now I understand what Opulent was saying when he was saying that you're living a lifestyle and you're preaching one thing. When we say that about a lot of these female dating coaches, a lot of them live single woman lifestyles, but then they preach something completely different. But usually the things that they preach still sends the woman back to a single type lifestyle. If Mr. Fantastic is still preaching about men being with women, women being with men, nuclear family, raising kids the correct way, that's still not preaching anything wrong. We still got to go down to an individual perspective to still say that there's going to be a little bit of everything out here in this world, in this society. You're not going to just find one and only one. If you believe in duality and balance, then you'll understand that societies are still going to be somewhat imbalanced. So you're going to have a little bit of everything. The creator created a variety of creations, not just one plain thing. So you just got to figure out what hill you want to actually die on and live on in society. You can go to the slums if you want to. And outside of that, I didn't like the shots that were made between each other, which I think Mr. Fantastic might have threw the first stone by calling Opulent little, and I think Opulent just challenged that energy. But when it goes to accolades and money, the whole nine, I think that's a big problem as well. We can't attack people's lifestyles and where they're at just because one person has achieved a little bit more than the other person. It's still gonna be based on the content of the character, because everybody, and I know money comes from competency, but that's not always the case. You can win money, you know, you can be given money, so that don't mean you're competent just because you have a lot. So we have to understand that as well. But I still appreciate both these brothers' perspectives. This was entertaining, and I encourage everybody to watch this live. Ali be having some fire lives. I appreciate Ali 100%. And yeah, man, make sure y'all like the video, comment below. This is your guy JayBReacts, and until next time, y'all, peace.